All right. So again, welcome to mobility and flexibility. So again, all we need right now is a chair. We'll start here, and then from here we'll go and do some chair exercises. I know last week we moved straight to the floor, so we'll transition. Oh, all right, Christine, no worries. We'll transition to some shoulder movements, or some shoulder work. That's what we skipped on last week's, but we'll make sure we touch on that. So, all right, so let's start off lightly. So again, our first one's usually our jaw one. So this one, gonna open our mouth, look up, and once we reach looking up, we're gonna shut our mouth, bring our chin towards our nose, and you should feel a nice stretch going on here. All right, Debbie's got the whole gang with her today. So, all right, so let's go ahead. Let's go for 12 of those. So again, it should be, and each one should take you about 3 to 5 seconds. So spend about a minute doing this one. Really feel that stretch through your neck, your throat. The problem with that one, it makes you yawn here and there. So, all right, very good. All right, now we're gonna puff up our cheeks. Just get some air in there, puff them up. I'm just trying to move that air bubble left to right, applying a little bit more pressure on the other cheek. Catch your breath. All right, let's do that again, but now we're just gonna massage our cheeks while we're doing that. Let's get a little bit of blood flow. All right, now we're just gonna draw lines from the end of our eyes to the end of our lips. Easy, fast spin. Probably won't be sweating. All right, puff those cheeks up again. Now from our earlobes to the end of our lips. All right, very good. All right, awesome. Now we're just gonna kind of palpate around our lips. So just, again, our lip is a circular muscle, so we just kind of want to just go around. Trash, it is Wednesday. There's always some noise outside. At my old place, every Tuesday was the maintenance workers. Here, it's every Wednesday's the trash. All right, very good. Okay. Went ahead and did that for our face. All right, now we're going to go ahead and start with our neck ones, okay? Unless anyone has any facial ones they'd like to share, we'll continue. So, all right, so let's start left to right. So again, slower is better. And just start off slowly. And the more we do it, try not to do it faster, but try to turn your head a little bit more without straining your neck. And you also don't want to turn your torso. Just keep your shoulders facing forward. Up and down. Okay, next circles. Remember, slower is better. Change direction, switch. Really have to go to the supermarket and get my dressings. I've been eating my rice and chicken with sugar-free ketchup. It's not the best flavor. I tried some squeezed lime juice, but you get a bunch of limes for the amount that I'm eating. All right, very good. Okay. Next, we're gonna go with our neck retractions. Okay, so for this one, again, our shoulders kind of stay in place. To keep them in place, I usually try sitting on my palms underneath, and then we're just gonna bring that head forward, and then back, forward, back. Very good. All right, now we're gonna sit. So I have my left hand gonna sit with my left hamstring on it, so that shoulder is fixed. On my right hand, we usually do this one standing up. This is gonna allow us to keep our shoulder fixed, not shift. Otherwise, you could just pull your body off to the side, and we don't want that really too much. Then switch. All right, very good. Okay, we're gonna start making our way down. So now we're gonna go with just some shoulder rotations. Moving forward. Reverse. Let's bring that right arm across. Just directly across. Just two variations for this one. We'll do both of them right now. Let's bring that arm, that bicep close to our throat. Let that stretch shift a little bit more. So weather is making me yawn a lot. Let's switch. Let's bring that bicep towards our throat. Very good. All right, now we're gonna try to bring our shoulder blades back together. Okay, so we're almost, you try to bring your elbows back, that almost helps. But imagine a small little peanut in the center of your back and you're trying to crack that with your shoulder blades, okay? So we're gonna do 10 of those, so hold, so 1, 2, 3, relax. Again, 1, 2, 3, relax. Do a little bit of balance work today as well, since we didn't have much on Monday's class. So 2 more. Very good. Awesome. Okay. Now stay here. We're just gonna go over and under. All right, and just like on the video that we were just watching for the carpal tunnel, we're just gonna have our hands here and then just go up and down. If you have a watch, that could get in the way sometimes with forearm movements. I could feel my range of motion on this hand a little bit less. So remember, you guys could always remove that. Stretch the arms a little bit. Just keeping our arms up could get tiring. Okay, so now thumbs up. And okay, we're doing same movement. Relax. All right, good. This next one's a new one. We're gonna start off here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna bring our elbows together and then out. Okay, so there. Out. Feel a little bit on your pecs. I was out there with the team this morning, and the water polo team was conditioning. And as they were warming up, I saw them doing this one, so I just followed along as I was with my team, and I was like, oh, this is a nice one. So the water polo team is warming up with this one. Very good. Oh, it's a little sore, that one. All right, we're gonna do some bicep, just mobility. So again, just bicep curls, no weight. And let's go cross curls. All right, now we're gonna have my palms are facing the screen, and now I'm gonna go down. So reverse curl. Right now, door openers. So again, elbows locked in place. So make sure you keep that elbow to your side. You don't want to be swinging here, bending this, just at the elbow. And switch. All right, awesome. Okay, next one we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to do our back. We're going to continue with some arm stuff, but I do want to stretch out our back first. So this is going to be the scratch pull. So again, imagine you have some palms here, and you're reaching for that pose. Down and then back in. Reach, reach, reach. Make sure you don't get off your seat. Let's do two more. All right, back a little bit better. Swing out of it a little bit. Okay, so now I'm just gonna rest my wrist over my knee. So my, I guess my palm, my hands hanging over my knee. Now I'm just gonna do some forearm little curls. So you should feel if you put your left arm on that right forearm, you should feel those extensors, flexors activating. You can see that we're limited in how far down it goes. Okay, so now if it's, make sure there's no pain. What we're gonna do is have that wrist overhanging, but then we're gonna push down a little bit just to stretch it a little bit more. Make sure it's not painful. Try to push back with your hands as well. So your hands trying to push up, but your other hand's keeping it down. All right, now let's go with each finger towards the center of our palm. Okay, so just bring it inside. Let's close. Let's make a fist. Relax. Close it. Relax. Debbie, is it warm out there or is it cold? Yeah, 70s. Oh, okay. All right, yes. It's not cold here. It's probably like, I'm in Long Beach, high 60s, but it's cloudy. So, okay. So we're going to go again and just do the flexors, the extensors on our opposite arm. And let's go ahead and push down on that palm. That. Okay. All right, again, every thumb, finger towards the center, your palm. Let's make a fist, close it, open, close. All right, very good. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and start with some light work. So on our chair, I'm just gonna do some 9 knees. Now we're gonna go ahead and elevate. So I'm gonna grab a hold of right underneath my knee on my right leg. Now I'm just gonna extend. Some knee extensions. Two little pops. Let's switch. Okay. Very good. Okay, we're gonna do some hip openers. So left leg stays straight, torso straight. All right, for the last 5, let's open up and let's try to push away a little bit. Again, our torso's forward, but now, if my leg is here, I'm trying to pull back a little bit. Just like we did with the wrist over, how we're pushing, you just want to stretch out, relax. Again. Bring that leg back so you can stretch out a little bit. That hip flexor, relax. Back, relax. One more. All right, good. So let's go ahead and switch legs. Out, back. Okay, let's push that leg out. And then come back to the chair on my waist. I can scoot up forward. And yeah, if I sit up closer on the end of the chair, it's a little bit better. More range of motion. Back. And switch. Back. Does anyone have any trips coming up? Going out of town?
Going to Mexico in December.
Oh, which part?
Probably Cabo San Lucas.
Oh, that should be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am the you.
Hopefully it's not too cold.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I'm going to the Bahamas in January.
Okay, Debbie's living it up. Awesome. That's very cool. Let's go on. Debbie, have 10 burpees, okay? Just kidding. Now let's go ahead and do performance. I'm going to, well, I want to, but visit my family again up in Washington. So maybe so let's lean on that knee. So we're feeling that stretch down here. I'm thinking those few days between Christmas and New Year's. So hoping it works out. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I'm sure I'll have a couple athletes, hopefully the entire team qualified to the state championships. It's not Cabo or the Bahamas, but it is Fresno, California. So Fresno in the fall is not too bad. It's actually Northern California in the fall, it's very pretty. So yeah, so I'll be out there. Let's push down on that knee. But other than that, I'm just staying local. Gotta keep the nest warm for the baby that's on its way. So yeah. All right, so let's bring that knee closer to her chest.
So you have the baby nursery ready?
Oh, it's in its developing stages. So yeah, it's the room that I have. It's I definitely have to clear it up. So yeah, but it's going there. But yeah, I mean, let's switch. We have I think in a few weeks there's a gender reveal that I'll get together and a baby shower. So but yeah, but as far as nursery, yeah, I'm excited. So I don't know, it's crazy.
How exciting.
Yeah, I don't know, I still can't believe it. So oh, thank you, Melena. Yeah, I announced it last week in one of the classes. So All right, so let's go ahead and bring that knee towards our chest. Yeah, everyone's predicting a boy. I want a girl. So let's see. Everyone's like, girls are so much difficult and challenging. I'm like, yeah, but these boys on my team are stressing me out. I'm just like, I just want some peace in my life. So and then
How old,
having,
how old are the boys on your team?
oh, my youngest one is 18. My oldest one is 63. So
wow.
yeah, I have a 60. There's a 63-year-old on the team.
Oh, wow.
But most of them are between 18 and 20. Yeah. So I had a gentleman who coached at Long Beach Poly High School, and he coached there for about 30 years. And he was never on the other side of getting coached. So he said he's always never experienced that. So yes, and now he's with us. So yeah, which is pretty cool. But I'm definitely learning from him because he's been coaching more than I've been alive. So yeah, so I definitely ask him for advice, which is pretty neat. So and do some leg raises, so legs straight. Come towards the end of your chair if you can, and then just go up and down. And on our women's team, we have, there's about 8 girls, and 2 of them are no longer eligible to compete because they competed in college. But these ladies are, the 2 ladies are, I want to say maybe in their mid 40s. So if you guys are curious about competing, there's always time. It's never too late. All right, let's go with the left leg. So yeah, and the gentleman who's 63, so in order to be eligible to compete, you have to be a full-time student. So he's taking a woodshop class. He's taking a history of rock and roll class. I think a construction class. It's like another trades class, and then so yeah. So I mean, he's enjoying it. He just has a history of rock and roll class. He was envisioning the class to be a lot of playing old records and listening to music, and he says it's nothing like that. He says it's really boring. So unfortunately. So all right, we're gonna move down to our knees. This one's a little bit strange because there's not a lot of movement going on. But oh yeah, and Debbie just reminded me, let's get some water while we're at it. So okay. Yeah, Milena, thank you. That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, I just was like, I think I was explaining to one of my clients because she was really confused. She's like, men usually want a boy, you know, they don't want their first to be a girl. But you know, I guess it helps teaching a class full of women too, you know, that, you know, I guess, you know, just think when it comes to, before I start rambling off, let's elevate our leg, keep it here, and we're just gonna, almost like one of those old clocks, we're just gonna shift it left to right, okay? So a little bit of lateral and medial movement. So, yeah, I don't know. I just think that, yeah, with the boys that I've coached, yeah, I mean, I've been coaching for about 11 years now, and 9 of those years have been just with the men's team. So it could be, and then now let's go ahead and let's go around in the circle. Circle and counter it. So yeah, so on the guys team, you know, they're teenagers, you know, teenage boys. So they they've just been they're great. I mean, I love most of the kids that I coach, but yeah, it's more of keeping them accountable. Because they have to report to counselors and the coordinators and a lot of different personnel outside of my roster. It's on the left side. And I just think on the ladies' side, it's just been they've been a little bit more responsible. And then I could sympathize with the girls a little bit more when it comes to their competitions. So I guess my team has influenced me a lot on what I wanted because, I think on the guys, when they have a rough race, they just don't want to talk to anyone. They just want to leave me alone, coach. Don't talk to me. I know I did bad. Don't yell at me. I already know you're gonna yell at me or whatever. And on the ladies' side, it's the girls that I coach. I think there's more that I've had to use that approach with them a little bit more. So I guess a part of me, I feel like I'm a bit more confident and tending to the girls than the guys because the guys kind of like pushed away. And so I don't know. I guess I'm just rambling, but yeah, I'm hoping for a girl. So I was a huge Kobe Bryant fan, and he started the whole girl dad movement. So, so I love that. So I'd be okay with 3 girls. That'd be cool. I think I have 4 girls actually. Maybe 1 boy. Okay. Very good. Okay, now we're gonna do some heel raises. Down. Does anyone have any more than 3 children? More than 2 children? 1? 1. Okay.
I just have the one.
Yeah, 1. 1. Okay, we see a lot of 1s.
I have 2 boys.
2 boys. How's that?
Teenagers, like what you described. After a hard day at school, they're like, leave me alone.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've been getting that for the last 9 years. So I feel like my teenagers haven't grown because when they do, they leave me and I get a new bunch. So yeah. So, but if I do have a boy, I know I'll be definitely prepared for those teenage years for that. What's to come. All right, let's go with our toe raises. So heels flat, toes up. You should feel that on your anterior tibialis. I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping for twins, but there's just 1 heartbeat. So I was just like, oh man, almost, right?
Are there twins in your family?
No, there's my wife, she's an identical twin though. So yeah. But on my family, I say like distant cousins are twins, boy and girl. But and my mom would tell me, maybe you will because I had a friend who was a twin. I was like, Mom, that's not how it works. So, but yeah, she was being silly. So let's go ahead and find a golf ball or a tennis ball, some type of ball. Just gonna check the chat. Yeah. Okay. Just gonna roll. and down. So let's just roll out.
I have lots of twins in my family too. And I
Okay.
thought I was so sick with my daughter. I thought for sure I'm going to have a twin because I was very sick, and I was sick until the day I had her. Even the day I had her, I was still sick. But nope, it was just one.
Oh man, I just saw one of my friends posted this race video of this. She won the 400 meters on the track and field, but he the name of her on her Instagram was something like Mother of Twins. So I just wanted to like check it out real quick, and she had a before and after. She had, let's switch. She had a baby girl. Of course, it was a baby girl, but it was just one, and her belly, of course, normal, big old belly, and then she, maybe about 3 or 4 years later, she had a pair of twins, and she had a picture from, both first pregnancy and second. And oh my goodness, that twin picture it almost looks Photoshopped. Like, I'm not exaggerating. Like, regular, she's like here, and the other one was like almost down here, and it came back up, and I was just like, wow, man. And yeah, so I guess twins are, when they're born, they're like around 5 pounds, maybe 4 pounds. But I was a big baby. I think my mom said I was about 9 pounds when I was born. So okay, let's go ahead and remove our socks. If you're using them, we're gonna go ahead and do the gripping. Instead of using small rag, dirty more clothes, just go with this. Yeah. Yeah, so if you're with me next spring, at some point I'm sure I'll be doing, sumo squats with the little baby on my arms during class. So see how that goes. All right, so let's go ahead. Continue. So let's grip our sock, drop it, spread it.
Well, yeah, when she or he, when she gets a little older, they'll let her get to your weights.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because
Yeah,
that's what happened with my daughter. I was doing exercise at the time, and I had a little 3-pound weight, and she was watching me, and she was maybe about like 6-7 months old when she was already sitting up. She grabbed the weight that was next to where I was, and she lifted up over her head. I'm not kidding. And I saw that it's like she went back, and it was like, no.
Oh man.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Maybe. Does she still lift? Is she a bodybuilder now?
No, she's lazy for exercise.
She's
Because I try to force her to exercise, and she doesn't want to do it.
Oh no. Yeah, I remember, just silly conversations when I was in high school with my teammates. We would hear about some kids running since they were in fifth grade or in first grade. Almost how little kids are in little league and pony baseball or like little football teams. But there's some teams like that for runners. But a lot of times when you see that, some of those kids are overrunning by the time they're 10 years old or by the time they're 12 years old. So you don't really see these like kids with a lot of potential because they get burnt out. All right, so let's go ahead and make some room. We're gonna go ahead and start with some balance work, okay? And then we'll do some shoulders and then a little bit of balance. Just check the chat. Hopefully I have lost time, but I'm super forgetful. Okay, so we're gonna go with the tandem stance. We're gonna go with right foot in front of their left. Okay, we're just gonna stand here. And if you feel like you're flying, just separate yourself. I completely forgot what we were talking about. I'm so sorry. So, you guys want to remind me, or you could just continue with the class as we're supposed to? um,
You were talking about kids who are getting burned out from running.
yes.
And
thank
in
you.
regards to that, I put my daughter in gymnastics at a very young age, and she was really good, and she was on the team. But then she got a really bad case of scoliosis.
Oh, no.
So after reading up about it, I was like reading that, if kids do too much weightlifting at a very early age, that could lead to it if they're already just genetically predisposed to it. So
Right.
I felt so guilty for putting her in gymnastics so young. At 3, she started in gymnastics. So
Did you think that?
no, she's got severe case of scoliosis, 245-degree angles on her spine. Very
Oh.
bad. But I mean, she's doing okay. She's at UCLA and she's in film, but
Yeah.
she gets really tired after walking too long, and she has a lot of pain in her life. I try to get her to take your classes because I thought, oh, that would be really good for her, especially this one.
Yeah. Just let's look left to right. That's unfortunate too, because especially something that's prolonged, but yeah, hopefully, I mean, she's at UCLA, so she continued. But yeah, with the running, a lot of successful runners, they would ask them like, oh, everyone was a soccer player. I feel like almost every really elite runner was a soccer player at some point up and down. And also a lot of the healthier, the ones that have better health, aren't injury prone. They typically swam a lot or were in competitive swimming when they were younger. And then of course some of them were raised at altitude, at higher elevation. Some of them were, fortunate enough to be able to afford road bikes, and they were in competitive cycling for a while, or one that during the grad program. Right now we're gonna close our eyes. So again, just be careful. If you feel like you're falling, separate your legs. And I was doing research for my master's, finding out that a lot of them also were doing cross-country skiing in the winter. But of course, you'd have to be in the mountains for that, or where it snows. So just again, silly conversations with friends. They'd just be like, yeah, when I have my kid, I'm gonna make sure that they swim and that and they're not gonna run until they're 10 or 11. And then so everyone had that's up in those eyes. That's actually right. So that's good. Let's do the tightrope. So let's just walk in front of us. And then I have some friends that are like, no, my kid is gonna be running 20 miles per week by the time they're 5 years old, and so and so, and I'm just like, oh man. But I mean, especially at that age when they're developing, it's I would love to have a child who's passionate about playing the piano. So I love the piano. I wish I learned. But yeah, I mean, I guess comes down to them. But yeah, I think the piano, so it's such a beautiful instrument. So
I also started my daughter at 3 on piano as well. And
Yeah.
she got into music school at UCLA, which is pretty good.
Okay, that just reinforces it for me. So let's go ahead and get a broomstick or some type of, getting like large foam roller so you can do some shoulder work.
but then she got sick of it and transferred to film. So they do burn out, but she still plays.
I missed it. What was that, Melena?
But then she got sick of it and transferred to film. But
Oh,
she still plays piano, but she just
Yeah.
doesn't do it like she's
Okay.
gonna be studying it anymore.
yeah. Let's go left to right. Yeah, the piano. I just need a big house for that, just to have a room for that instrument. I
These
thought-
days, everybody's like on a keyboard, like a really
Yeah.
good keyboard.
Yeah, I bought myself one in college, and I had a friend who was a music major. And let's go with the left one first. Let's go left arm 20 degrees forward. And he just came with one of those markers, and he just marked all my keyboards with all the chords and the names of like each key. So I had this keyboard, and I tried and I tried, and I didn't have the patience for it, especially in college. I was just like, I'm already focused and running and in school. Let's go 40 degrees. So I did get into art for a while. I was pretty good with charcoal and chalk. I really like drawing or whatever. I guess yeah, it's not painting stuff, sketching. But that was fun. But yeah, I think some artistic component for kids where they can be creative. It's always awesome. Let's go 90 degrees. Go straight in front of us. Yeah, and I don't know, I'm not even a parent yet, but I think, I think you just gotta, like for myself, for example, let's go right, let's go back now. So that left arm goes back. So when it came to math, I was pretty bright. Like you could tell me your birthday, the day you were born, and if you gave me about 30 seconds or so, I could probably tell you how many days you've been alive. And this is me as like a 5 or a 6-year-old. And then yeah, like I love math and numbers and everything. And I kind of going into middle school, I lost a little bit of interest. And now if you ask me, how many days are in the month of October, like you're gonna give me a few minutes to figure that out. But before, I mean, it's amazing how the mind of little individual works. We just absorb everything. That's like the right arm. So yeah, during that age, I really wanted to be an architect or an engineer. And then, yeah, so I think it's definitely, like you were saying, Melena, how you guided your daughter to gymnastics. I think, it's not a bad thing for sure. I just think, especially if you see, like I wish I had someone pushing me a little bit more towards like math or, something that I was motivated to as a little child. But I think like that might have gotten overlooked with me. But I mean, now, I love my career. But yeah, I mean, who knows what could have been if I joined the math club at my middle school, or if I started taking pre-calculus before getting into high school. So, but yeah, I mean, guess it's not too late, but I like stressed out. I have a Monday night class in cybersecurity. Let's go with our right elbow back. And yeah, I'm just taking one class right now, and like I look back, I'm like, man, how was I taking so many classes in college? But yeah, I guess people grow old from certain things. And I stumbled upon, into this career path almost accidental. Let's go left to right. So I wanted to, so behind the back and start. Like I just joined cross country in high school because I wanted to make the soccer team. And I couldn't make the soccer team. So I joined track and I was actually pretty good at it. And, I think I was debating between Cal Poly Pomona and Chico State. And I wanted to go to Cal Poly because of engineering and architecture. And then it was like a conversation with the coach and I decided to go to Chico. And at Chico, I wanted to be a physical therapist and that changed. And yeah, I got into coaching. So there's so many forks along this long road but I think eventually, as long as your head is on straight, I think you still pick, you can make a path that you weren't expecting, you can make the best out of it. All right, let's go ahead and bring our elbows up and down.
Enjoy every second of when they're babies and take a gajillion pictures because it just goes so
yeah.
fast. Seems like yesterday my kid was just born and now she's 20.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. Let's go back. Yeah, definitely technology now helps with pictures because I probably have maybe about 10 pictures of maybe before the age of where I was 5 years old. But then, pictures of my nephews. I think I have maybe 100 from like a Halloween alone. So yeah, technology definitely helps with that aspect. So let's go ahead and go with our left foot in front of our right. Okay, I'm going to just stand here. Right. All right, left to right. Up and down. Make sure you're looking up and down. All right. All right, let's go ahead and grab our yoga mat. And do a couple more on the floor and should be done in about the next 5 or 10 minutes. All right, we're gonna get into smart force. And we're gonna do the quadruped ground exercise. Okay, so remember this one. Right arm goes up, left leg goes back. And hold, switch. Let's do about 2 more on each side. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and sit down. Let's bring both heels in. Okay, both heels in. And let's recline back. And we're just gonna hang out here for about 30 or 40 seconds. All right. Relax. Let's bring our knees close to our chest. Just tuck them in. And let's extend. Let's reach out in front of us with our toes, behind us with our arms. Just reach, reach, reach. All right, we're gonna do a last bit of exercises. So let's go ahead and get on our right side. This is almost just like a performance stretch on Wednesdays. I never want to miss these here, the book openers. So again, almost like a Jane Fonda, but we want to tuck in our knees a little bit. Right arm comes out, left hand on top of it, and without lifting your shoulders, your right shoulder off the ground, let's open up, without moving your hips. Let's open up all the way until you could get your other hand on the other floor. Go back. And again, continue. One more and we'll switch sides. Okay, and switch sides. Remember, tomorrow we have cardio and core. So make sure you have plenty of water today. All right, Andy, you go ahead. All right, ladies, good job. All right, always great conversations with you guys. We start talking, the class just flies by. But again, I appreciate you guys. Debbie, I envy you. Going to the Bahamas, that's awesome. Again, you know, good stuff. Make sure that even though the weather is, you guys still want to stay consistent with hydration. You know, I think most people are reactive. So if it's hot, that's when people drink water. If it's cold, they're like, I don't need water. You still need water. If you're injured, that's when you stretch. If you're not injured, you don't stretch. So you just have to make sure that we continue with these so we could prevent injuries. But again, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. If you guys do have any requests for future videos, let me know if it's something for your legs, for your back, whatever it is. So yeah, and other than that, we'll have a good one tomorrow. So if you were here last week, you kind of have a little preview of what to expect. You know, so we had those longer sets of 15 exercises. So make sure you guys have a towel, drink some water, have your pre-workout before tomorrow's class, because tomorrow you're guaranteed to sweat pretty quickly. So any questions before we head out? Okay.
No, that was
Alright,
good.
ladies. You guys have a good day. See you guys tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay, see you
All right, bye,
tomorrow.
Debbie. Bye, ladies.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Milena. Thank you. Bye, Maravia. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Mary. Thank you.